let's continue the life like this only because the problems are the part of the journey.
Right. So, but does it sound? Because when I watched the previous ones afterwards, it didn't echo. So it might just sound like that while we're doing the live. Hopefully, I don't.
Okay, so you can able to hear me properly.
Yes, I am.
That's really great. I'm also able to hear properly, and after the echoes are somewhere. And yeah, thank you so much for accepting the invitation for the live.
Of course, it's an honor. Thank you for asking me and having me. I'm so excited to chat with you.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that you accepted. And how are you?
I'm doing very well, really well. This year has been kicking off very great, and yeah, it's going very well with me. I'm content and happy. Yeah, going well.
Okay. So what's your New Year resolution?
Well, with me, I have so many, but like going forward, I just feel content in whatever happens, but I have big plans, very, very big plans, and also with Miss Supra, and also the projects that I'm busy with, expanding all of that is very important to me. So there's a lot of different, I'll keep you busy with this whole life if I tell you all the ambitious things I want to accomplish this year.
It's so great to feel busy, like life is going properly. I feel like I want to feel busy. And it's love to know that yes, busy person, it's okay. And
It's
like you are also pageant, so how your life changed after joining pageantry?
Life changed in some ways, more ways than other, because I was also always very part of philanthropy and just doing projects and stuff. But with pageantry, I feel like it gave me an opportunity to even enlarge my sphere of influence and my capacity to impact people. So with pageantry, in a lot of personal ways, changed my life, but also in the way that I approached things and the way I viewed life, like really changed in many ways. Just the way I viewed people and beauty and how to be as a woman and how to carry yourself with valor and with confidence. So there's a lot of things that I feel like pageantry really impacted my life in a positive way, as well as have me grow in the person that I am even more, and matured me as a person to become a better version of who I am. So I'm very thankful for my pageant journeys. Absolutely.
Oh, that's so sweet. And I completely agree with your line. You said, no, the perspective, the way you view everything is changed. Even similarly for me also, the like how people see beauty, and now it's completely the definition changed for me also, and it's so beautiful. Like if I talk about your country, like it's a very beautiful country. It's in South African, like African continent. Would you like to describe about the geography, culture, and people?
Well, first I just want to say hi. I see like some of the Puerto Rico Miss World people join. So hi, Mr. Martino. I'm so excited that you're on the live. So Namibia, oh my word. I'm so passionate about my country in so many ways because I am a child of the ground. I grew up traveling throughout the country. So I saw a lot of the country firsthand, like first experience of the rawness of what Namibia is like and what Namibia is all about. So the culture and everything. So I come from a very vast country, but also the oldest desert in the world, basically, and just like 13 different ethnic groups. So you can just imagine how like it's a smaller country, but it is also such a diverse country in many ways because we have lots of different cultures and beliefs and just languages, so my country is very very unique in its sort, and I am always very proud. Like there's not a moment where I would go internationally and not be proud of my country, or when I miss my country so extremely much because I travel quite a bit, then Namibia is just something that's close to my heart. And it's not only the landscapes and the country itself, but also the atmosphere, the freedom we have, the peace we have among one another, even being so many people, many different ethnic groups. We have so much peace between one another, and I think I love that absolutely about Namibia. Yep.
Wow, I love like India is also a diverse country, and your country and my country have one thing special, like diversity. And there, I always believe there is a beauty in diversity. Like it enhances the beauty of a country. Like so many cultures, so many things to learn, and you already participated in a previous international pageant that was Miss World. And how was your experience there, and what lessons you gained, and you feel like this going to help me in upcoming pageant?
How it's gonna help me with the upcoming pageant. Yo, oh my goodness. So, I don't even know how many times I have to talk about it on an answer, but my Miss World experience, I can write a book about it. Literally, it was such a life-changing experience, an opportunity that I had. I think one of my most beautiful moments was just being able to sit in a room with women that is powerhouses for their countries and that won in their countries and that could represent their nation, and just being in that same, like atmosphere and just in that space, like it really changed my perspective and my life in ways where you kind of learn that from each and every one there's a piece of the world in their culture and who they are and what they represent and what they stand for. And so I think that was extremely beautiful. And I'm so thankful for all the experience that I've built, because going into Miss Namibia back, 3 years ago, I have never had any experience in pageantry whatsoever. Like it was my very, very first time on stage, and it was during COVID, so it was a very difficult year. So I learned a lot of resilience in that year and how to work with, with what I have, being in a lockdown in an emergency state in the world. And also just, the impact that we could have at Miss World during that time as well. So I think, going forward, the experience really helps me now a lot, because now I am much more secure in who I am, and I have built up some experience as to where I know a little bit more what is the ins and the outs of something, and also what's behind, what it's all about in more sense within myself as well, like what it's all about for me. What am I standing for, and what am I there for, and what do I want to portray and change and impact. So it definitely means a lot, just so much to me, to be able to embody something that I've already like experienced. So yeah, it's amazing experiences for me.
Yes, that's so beautiful to hear about your Miss World experience. Like, it's the dream pattern for many girls also, and it's so beautifully you explained it. And like if I say, your country, Namibia, is a very beautiful, performing very great in pageantry. And the pageant you are performing is that Miss Supranational Namibia.
Yes.
So in recent year, we had like your country had won the title. So do you feel
Yes.
any added pressure because of this?
Yes, so I know Shanique. We have spoke a few times, and I met her, and she's such an incredible, incredible person, and has really carried our nation with so much pride. And I really look up to her. And with your question, I would say that absolutely there is pressure with, the standard that she's. I don't even know if there is ever going to be a Shanique again. She's just unique in her own way. And with that pressure, I think for me, I don't see that as pressure as much as I see it as my opportunity to portray myself as well in the uniqueness of who I am and what I want to bring forth, and to know that what I stand for and what I stand firm for is within myself. And for her, she's like, it's going to be a benchmark for me, but she's more of like an inspiration and aspiration for me to reach. So I wouldn't see it as a pressure, but more as a opportunity to also showcase another dime from Namibia. So that's just going in collaboration with her. I think that's going to make a bigger impact on an international stage. Absolutely.
Hmm. Okay, yes, she's so beautiful, and love to know that you had the opportunity to meet with her also. Like it's a
Yeah.
dream to meet the queens in personal. So I'm so happy, and you are also queen that I'm meeting with you, I'm interacting with you. And as a Namibian, what you think that about your country? One thing you are proud of it, and like world don't know about it, and you want to showcase the world.
Oh, joy. Oh, this, what people don't know about Namibia. I think, when I was international and I was carrying the Namibian flag or the Namibian name, as we do in the pageants, we become Namibia. I think what I realized there is that not a lot of people know where Namibia is or what Namibia is all about. And I think the fact that it's like a semi-desert country and that we only have like 2.6 million people in the country, and that there's a vast diverseness of culture, and then there's like two massive rivers, and then there's desert. Like, if there's a lot of things that I would want to showcase to the world about Namibia in many different ways. So, coming from Namibia, I think we mostly, whenever I hear something that people would comment about Namibia, it's always about the warmth of the people, and how, because we are not so many people in the nation, we really stand together and we always welcome one another, and always, like, we welcomed people from everywhere. Like, we are just such an open nation and a warm nation. And I think if I could have people experience that, that would be like incredible to me. That would be what I would showcase. Yeah. And also
That's so
all the
beautiful.
places in the world, I think that's incredible. Like, it's an incredible thing that we have like the second largest canyon in the world. We have the largest cheetah population in the world. We have so many different things that is almost like hidden, because it's an African country that people don't really know about where it's about. And people think it's like it's South Africa, but it's not. It's a different country. It's not South Africa. So, yeah.
That's so amazing. Like I also wasn't aware about this fact, like what you just say. That's so beautiful. I love to know about this. And yes, definitely this country is in my wish list and bucket list. I will definitely do visit your country. It's
Please
so
just
beautiful the way
come.
you express. Yeah. And what does Miss Supranational Namibia, this title, this name means to you?
Miss Supranational is all about inspiration and to inspire and aspire. And I think that, and having an impact, that holds very, very close to my heart, the inspirational things, because I've always wanted to be an inspiration. And to me, it really aligns with my heart, to have an impact and to have a lasting impact in people's lives that might think that they are just the average person, and that they don't really know how to reach the top, or know, like, their circumstances doesn't really give them the opportunity to have a voice, or to be able to advocate for something, or to be able to actually have a say in their general lives. And I think just to be able to inspire, and I think that, or I think is not the right word for that. I believe that Miss Supranational is really advocating for change in many ways. They believe in beauty having impact, and beauty having an inspiration, and beauty aspiring people. So inspiring people and aspiring to become better versions of themselves. So it means a lot to me, because it really aligns with my heart and what I want to portray out there and to advocate out there.
That's so amazing. Yes. And what do you feel like there is some important quality a representative should have?
To me, a representative is someone that is a person for the people, and that has an open heart to really understand a nation's like needs, and the people of the nation, and what the just what the need is, and not just for that nation, but for the international nations to understand what the issues of the world is, and to be able to really combat whatever the need is that is faced. So I also believe that a representative, the representative is a humble person, and a very, like, having this title and this opportunity, just having that should humble you, to know that you have that for a reason. There is a cause. There is a cause for why you are carrying this title. There's a bigger reason for this, and to be able to showcase that, not just showcase that, but to be genuine and to genuinely advocate for what you believe is needed among the people. I really think that pageantry is very misunderstood in these areas, where people think it's all about the beauty and the glam, and it is about the beauty, but it's also about the impact that the beauty can have, not only in your own life, but really in your nation as a whole, as well as in the nations, if you happen to be, an international title holder. So it's a mouthful, but yeah.
What's your favorite pageant memory till date?
My favorite pageant memory.
You your voice is not audible to me.
Hi, are you
Yeah,
there?
yeah, yes,
Okay,
yes. Now it's audible.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I'm just
okay,
gonna
no
repeat.
problem.
I'm gonna repeat the whole question.
Yeah, I was
I was honest.
asking. No problem. I was asking that what was the favorite pageant memory like till date?
Yes, I'm sorry. It keeps on cutting. So I wanted to say that my favorite memory is the hype of getting ready to showcase and like go on stage, and being able to know that there's a whole nation that basically, is rooting for you. And like, there was this, like, I actually have two beautiful memories. So that was one of them, like really going, the hype of, getting ready and doing this for your nation, and also for like in the nation, as I'm now a finalist for Namibia. So, and the other memory that was so beautiful to me was when I would, have my sash on, and I would visit a school to speak or inspire, and encourage them, like, about their lives and stuff, and the way these kids would look at me with like a awe of like, wow. But then at the same time, I can come to their level, and I could connect with them on a personal level, where this is what it's about. And for my advocacies for Miss World, I was focusing a lot on our, like, hunger in the country, with, sustainability, because we don't have a lot. We import most of our food. So being able to help these kids, like, grow their own garden and gardening, like, so in pageantry, I have a very broad, like, memory. because everything to me is like a new opportunity to really, like, to just really go ahead and have impact, and enjoy myself while doing it, and having people come along and enjoy it with me. So yeah, there's many beautiful memories that I can share with you.
Yeah, Shash Culture is asking that what her thought on upcoming joining pageantry. Shash Culture, she is currently finalist of Miss Supranational Namibia, and she's coming back in pageantry. It's so beautiful. And who is your favorite Miss Supranational winner till date?
Oh my goodness. Till date, it will definitely be Shanique. So yeah, no, because she's had really big impact in the nations, and like, I would never be able to choose one over the other, really. I think it's difficult, because I don't know their advocacies that much, and what they, did and everything. But like I didn't know them that personal, whereas with her I knew her so much more personal, and she really has the character of a queen and of a Miss Supra. So yeah, like I would I think it's a bit unfair to say that she's my favorite, but yeah, I think that just because I know her and I know what she stands for, I know her heart, I really believe that she's my favorite.
She's so beautiful also. And I also
Yeah.
love her so much. And I would like to ask you what was your weakness and how you worked on it and what lessons you learned from it.
My weaknesses during
Yeah.
pageantry. All
Yeah,
right.
you can say both the challenge.
My some of my weaknesses would be I was overcommitting a lot, like because my heart is so open towards people, and I always just want to have impact and change and da da da. But I think having it's like overcommitting on things got me like burned out in so many ways that I had to many times just ground myself and be like, okay, you got this, you know, you didn't get to that and you said you would, so fix that, but don't overcommit. So that's something that I really had to work on and prioritize, you know, like, and time management. I am a very big believer on not being late, and like if I go to an event, I also want to be the last one leaving, because I just believe that there's a reason that I should be at that event and that I accepted that event, or you know, that appearance that I was invited to. So I don't believe in being late. And so by that, prioritizing and time management was very important to me to manage. Um, and so not that I'm saying I was ever late, I was never late, but that made me kind of overcommit on things that I had to realize what you know. And also just within myself, I think realizing that you in yourself, you're a unique human being, and if you compare yourself to someone else's beauty, you take away from the beauty that you have that no one else has. So that's something that I really had to overcome, where like just knowing and focusing on who I am as an individual person, and not to compare myself, because comparison kills like the joy of just being you. And the world needs you. The world needs you for who you are. Like I believe the world doesn't need a extra like person like another one. So I learned that a lot, like being just who you are, because the world needs your story. The world needs, doesn't matter how your story looks like, it might be something that you look at your story and you're like, this is such a sad story, I don't want to ever tell this story again. But your story has such an impact and your story is needed in the world. So I really strongly believe to be yourself, and that's something that I learned. And
Oh yeah, you just I'm having a nostalgia. When you said that your story matters, Miss Universe Australia 2020, Mare. I remember her advocacy was representation matters, about representation. Like you said that, and I really feel that yes, representation truly matters, and how you explained it so beautiful. And like if I ask you when you participated in Miss World, it was during COVID time and everything was online. Like the pageant was postponing constantly. What is your beautiful memory from Miss World?
my beautiful memories from this world. I, I'm I'm a very I believe in being very genuine. So Miss World was a very tough year for Miss World and the candidates for that year. It was really a tough year because of COVID. We had to test COVID every second day, and you know it was the COVID broke out as well, so we couldn't compete on the finals. We had to postpone for 90 days, and then we had to travel back to our countries. So it was a very tough time. But if you ask me the most beautiful memory of Miss World, it is so difficult to say, but the one that comes to mind right now is the resilience that we had when we had to perform. even when we were basically like the show was, there's not going to be a show at that time, and we had to still perform. And so the resilience that all the ladies had, and we came together and we're like, it's showtime, it's rehearsal night, but it's showtime. And I think that was to me like the deeper meaning of, you know, standing together and sharing makeup and being able to really help one another, regardless of who the winner is going to be, but just to get together and say like, we're strong and we're going to put together the most beautiful, you know, show. And also just we was in Puerto Rico. It was my first time in a tropical island. So coming from a desert country, you can just imagine that going to like tropical islands was amazing. I really enjoyed it, like in so many ways. It was raining a lot, and we did music videos on, and we visited all these colorful buildings. So we really showcased the country. We really visited the whole, nation. And yeah, it was, I went back the other day and it was just so beautiful. Puerto Rico I will always treasure the country because of my experience there. So yeah, there's many more beautiful ones, but for now, yeah.
Yes, obviously, who don't love traveling and traveling to another country? It's so beautiful feeling, I believe. And I saw that your post that you recently the finalist of Miss Supranational Namibia are had a meeting with Mr. Supra, reigning Mr. Supra. So how was the meeting? And how was the meetup?
Oh, it was amazing. He really is a very stand up inspiration. Really, really, I can only say that I understand completely why he is the winner. And he visited Namibia for, because he's a medical doctor as well, and he visited Namibia for the Hermosa Mimosa event that Dr. Julita was doing. And it was such a beautiful time to see him speak and inspire, and also just the impact he has in South Africa, and as well as, just a little bit of an impact in that little, like the big impact in that little time he had when he visited Namibia. I think that was, yeah. So it was a great experience meeting him and being able to, to talk to him about his advocacies and what Miss Supra means to him, and being the winner for Mr. Supranationals, what that means and what he's doing with this title and with this position. So yeah, it was an incredible experience. I would really suggest you follow him. He's inspiration to follow. Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. And if I talk about the competition is coming near. So how is the preparation going for Miss Supra Namibia?
Well, it's going very well, but obviously the nerves are there, and like I think the all the girls and even the misters, we are like standing together as a team now to give the biggest and the most beautiful show, and I am very excited for that. So we are preparing for the 1st of February, and which will be like, it's now so soon. If I think about it, I get a little nervous, but it's like a very exciting nervousness, because I really look forward to the final show. And yeah, preparations is going well. Just preparing mentally for what I want to stand for, what I want to portray, and what I want to bring out there, regardless of the outcome. Just having this experience, like being on stage and having the opportunity to be in a competition, regardless of the outcome. Or it's your experience, and it's going to be at the end of the day what you take from it and what you do with what the experience was. Like, it's the same with Miss World. It's what you do with the experience afterwards that really counts. It's not what you're going to do during. It is during as well, but it mostly is what is the impact you're going to have after the competition, regardless, because you're still a semi-finalist, or you're still Miss World Namibia and Miss Supra Namibia. So yeah, to me, there's a lot of amazing preparations going into, but mostly mentally, I am preparing.
I wish you all the best, and I hope that you will win the crown. And you are such an amazing speaker, also. And in the chat box, also, some pages are telling that yes, you are a very amazing speaker, and they're telling that you are a Miss Supra Namibia. Like, let's manifest this. And they're so cute. Oh my God. Like, let me ask you a question. It was Miss Supranational 2021 question, and Miss Namibia won after answering this question. And the question was that if you could have to meet leader of your country, and so what will you discuss with them? And you just have only 30 minutes.
What I will discuss with her is I will sit around the table with her and first compliment her for, she just won our election just recently, and her biggest focus is education. So I would sit with her and ask her a little bit more about what is her approach on education for our nation, and how can I come along and help towards the goal that the nation has for education, because I do believe that education is one of the things, should not, if it's not the biggest thing that really builds a nation. If there is investments and time spent on education, if children is educated, that is the way the future looks for the nation. So I would really compliment her on focusing on education, as well as like ask her how can I come along and help towards the goal that they have as a nation for children, for students, and for young people in Namibia.
That's so amazing. Like, it's so important to think about education and the future of a country. Right. I really love this, and you answer very well. And people till today think that pageantry are irrelevant and they're worthless. They objectify women and set unnecessary beauty standard. This is the many people thought about. So, what would you reply to them?
Well, you always answer on those things. My answers on those things is it might be true. It might be true factually that it's a big standards. There's a lot of beauty standards, but it's a standard. You can choose to either apply to your standard or not. And then it's true, it is, women is objectified in many ways, many times. But it's in anything in life. There is things that if you don't understand the reason behind it, you are the one that's gonna bash it, and you're not gonna understand the deeper impact of it. So for me, I think I won't go and try to prove them wrong, but by being who I am and standing for what I stand for and having impact in the way that I have impact, regardless if I'm a beauty queen or not, I have my own standard that I want to live by as well. So if I continue being that and being genuine in what I want to achieve through being in the pageant, or else just being who I am, they will realize what it's about by the actions that we as beauty queens speak. And it's not necessarily and how we carry ourselves. It's the actions that speaks, and it's how we carry ourselves that speaks. Yes, there's standards, and yes, they have their own ideas of how it should look, or what, like objectifying, but at the end of the day, there's only a certain group that feels that way, and then there's a bigger group that's being impacted while you're in this, in many, many beautiful ways and life-changing ways. If we today can get all the queens together and we can ask them, give us a big representation, like a presentation of everything you've been doing in your countries, as well as have been doing in your countries, and you are former queens, what you have been doing in your countries, like just looking at Miss Supra in itself, everything that they are advocating for and doing in different nations, and Miss World, like I can only, with our year's winner Carolina, she went to India so many times, and she made such a big impact among Indian girls, like with sanitary. So the like there's always going to be something negative that people have to say, but I think it's the way we carry ourselves and how we represent ourselves that will change their mind about it.
Oh my God, you just answer like a queen. If I have a crown, I put your head in a crown. Oh my God, like the way you answer, like such beautiful way you make, like so true. You whatever you said that, and yes, if my voice is echoing,
No, it's still okay by my side. I don't know if it is for them, but for me, it's not
oh,
echoing. No.
okay, let's continue because I am hearing my voice two times. Where are we? Yeah, let's play a game, this or that. Are you ready?
Okay.
It's one of my favorite parts. It's
Okay.
one of my favorite parts. So, if you have to choose between crown or stash, which one you choose?
Okay. It depends on what the event is, but I think I think I probably do. Okay, this is so difficult. Why? I would probably go with the sash, just because I know that I have an invisible crown, and that when I'm busy like working, helping people, that I don't want the crown to fall. So like I'd rather have this sash on and pick up a child, like and like feed people, feed young ones, and like yeah. So I think. But if I would go to a nice like place, I would definitely choose the crown.
But
I
I
guess
love
that's my
the way
problem.
I love the way you answer why you want to choose the stash. I haven't heard like a thought about the invisible crown, but always we talk about the invisible crown and forget about invisible crown in this question. So I really love and yeah. Do you want to
Yeah.
continue the answer?
Okay, so what? No, no, it's okay. So what's the next question? I didn't hear. I was
Okay.
laughing too much.
So if you have to choose between heels and sneakers, which one you choose?
Sneakers,
Okay. Makeup or skincare?
makeup or skincare? Skincare,
Okay. Gown or swimsuit?
gown,
Gown. I also love gown. Pageantry or modeling?
pageantry.
Yes, we are pageants. Beach or mountain?
Yo, I'm a mountain girl. I come from the mountains, but I love the beach. So I would love like Cape Town, where it's beach and mountains. I would say mountains because I
I,
like climbing
I would
mountains.
say this. I would say this live is increasing my interest to visit South Africa, Namibia, and all the African countries. You are increasing my interest and fascination. Seriously,
I'm so
I will
happy.
definitely visit.
Give me a call when you come.
Okay.
I would like to come to
Yeah,
visit to
I
host
will
you.
definitely take advice from you, the local tourist advice from you. And yeah, so if you have to choose between reading books or listening audiobooks, so which one are you going to choose?
Reading books. I like genuine. I like just yeah,
Okay, I'm
reading books.
saying reading books. Okay. Do you have any funny memory in pageant?
Funny memory in pageant.
Hmm.
Um, yes, I do. Miss World is a while back, so remembering all those funny moments, there was quite a few where, like, with Miss Namibia, we had to take like photos on camels in the cold desert. That was that was crazy funny. And then what happened is my camel won't sit down. So I was the only one on the camel, and the camel won't sit down. Like, it just won't go sit down. And then the whole team wants to go and take photos because, like, the videographers and photographers and everyone's there, and we need to. And my camel just won't sit down, and I'm like, well, and I was in sneakers and a jeans, so I'm so happy about that. And so then I had no choice, and I'm a farm girl, so I ride horse, so I wasn't too afraid. But it was so funny. Then I had to kind of jump off of the camel on onto the sand, and I kind of like fell into the sand just before my photos being taken. So that was quite funny. And then in Puerto Rico, there was a few funny moments as well, just in the pageant. But I won't bore you with those. But for me, yeah, that was one of the moments where I was really laughing with myself.
And like if I say like what are your like advocacy right now for Miss Supranational Namibia?
It's going for wholeness in all areas of life, like emotionally, physically, mentally, and I'm focusing a lot on sustainability in all these different areas, but specifically for the nation. Our nation needs sustainability in food because we are a desert, so we don't have water. So I'm doing a walk for water charity where, you know, all the funds goes toward infrastructure for water boreholes and creating new boreholes for people in marginalized communities that doesn't have the access or that has to walk many miles to or kilometers to get water. So that's one of the things that I like, events that I will be doing, but focusing as a whole on mental health and emotional sustainability and wholeness. So because I'm also I'm a bachelor's degree in counseling, so I really, you know, like working with people towards healing in their own lives and knowing who they are and stepping out and growing as a person for themselves. So.
That's so great. I love to know about your advocacy, and I wish you all the best for it. And people in comment are appreciating you for your beautiful smile.
Also, I see my father and my sisters here. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much for all the
Yeah,
compliments.
there was
I really appreciate
someone
it.
written like if you have to choose between beaches and mountain, like beaches and mountain, or desert or beach. Desert or mountain, what would you choose?
At the end of the day, I'll probably choose mountains.
You are a mountain girl.
I am. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll take that as a compliment as well.
And someone has written that future Miss Namibia. Wow, everyone wants to know. It's so cute.
Thank you for
Like
thank you for
yeah,
repeating me.
in Miss World, do you meet with Miss World India, Manasa Varanasi?
Yes, I did. I did. Yeah, no, she was, I was always sitting, not always, but many times I was sitting next to her on the bus. She was in the green team, and like she inspired me by the amount of like intelligence that she has. She's just so clever, that girl. Like so clever, so clever. I think if I remember correctly, she's an technology engineer or a computer engineer or a scientist engineer, but something engineering. And like, I really thought, wow, like, how do you get time to do that and pageantry? And like, so yeah, so no, she was so lovely. I really enjoyed spending time with her. And I didn't talk to her recently, but we remain friends. All the Miss World girls, like we have the class of 2021. Many of them went to Europe the other day, and I couldn't join them because I was doing the Supra. So I decided that next time I'll join the reunion. So yeah, yeah.
That's so sweet. And yes, I also love Manasa. Like, absolutely the way she speaks, like, she speaks like a queen. And someone in comment has asked that how to start your pageant journey without getting trained.
How to start your pageant journey? I think, like for me, I had no training going into pageantry. I think it's just not being too hard on yourself and allowing yourself to learn. Like I I kept on watching people. So what I did is I went to watch all the Miss Worlds, like as far as I could go back and watch the Miss World competitions that happened internationally, and then I would watch like what to do and what not to do, and that's the way I train myself. But it is quite overwhelming if you don't have ever had any experience. And also just, talk to someone and ask them a few questions. Like, you have to, with pageantry, it's something that you have to embody it. It's something that you have to kind of also grow into. It's not something that you just wake up and it's like everything. It's like you don't just wake up and be a runner. You train and then you become a runner, and then you keep on running, and then you really, like you can win a competition because you trained. So it is important to train, but I think if you don't have a trainer, and you don't, without getting training is the question, how do you start the pageant journey without getting training? It is a very broad question, but I think going into it, you just have to know who you are and what you want to achieve out of it. Like, your why is the most important thing when you do pageantry, because that is the reason you're doing is why you're going to win or not. Like, it's going to be the reason throughout the competition, and I think that's important. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah,
I
like
hope.
I also want to ask, like many girls have this doubt and ask this question that girls having especially doubt, like which pageant should I target for? Should I target for Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss Grand, Miss Supra? Like, what would your answer to them?
So to me, everyone stands for something different. Like, Miss Universe is not like Miss World. Miss World is not like Miss Supra. So it is very important, if you want to go into it, to go and really look at the competitions. Like, go watch the lives where they were competing, and then also follow the winners and see what they are all about, how they stand, how they, like, what they stand for is what they advocate for, and how the competition happened to be in the way that they are the winners. So kind of focus on that a little bit, like towards what is the reason that they won. What could you see would be the reason that they won? And then if you have a heart for like you, that's why I said you have to know your why, because if you know your why, you'll be able to say, I think Miss Super aligns with what I want. Like, it's just what I said earlier, because Miss Supra is all about inspiration and aspiration. It's something that I know aligns with my heart. It's not something. It's something that I will be able to be genuine in. It's not going to be like, ooh, I'm trying to be inspiration. It's something that I really want to be. So then, when it comes naturally, you're going to be naturally good at it, because because everything that's not real doesn't last. Real lasts, but not real doesn't last. So it is important to kind of know what you want to stand for, if that makes sense.
That's a very good advice. Like you said that we have to follow the winners, what they're doing, understand them, right? Because so that we can relate. Yes, and I love that how you explained like why you want to join Miss Supra. And do you have any question for me or anything?
Yes, I see. Before I ask your question, I see someone asked, when will Miss Supra 2025 happen? It's going to be the 1st of February. Just want to answer the question. It will be the 1st of February for Namibia, and then I believe it will be in the middle of the year for the international competition.
In
Yeah.
August, most time August, July it happened, and oh, Miss Indian India Supranational joined.
Uh, what was what's that? I didn't
I
I
was telling
didn't hear.
pageant page, Miss India Supranational joined.
Oh, okay. Hello. So exciting. Yeah, so my question to you would be, how long have you been in, I saw that you're doing mental health, like also advocating for mental health. Um, what do you, have you ever been in pageantry where you also do the mental health, and how long have you been doing and advocating for mental health?
Well, mental health is very important topic, and people in India also, if I see, I'm from engineering background. Right. I'm studying engineering currently, computer science engineering, and there is an entrance exam for getting colleges in engineering. And because for this exam, many people do suicide. Right. And the ages of the student are 17, 16 years. Like students do suicide just because they can't able to get their dream colleges. Like this is very concerning. And even last year also, like in 2024, like we have seen a lot of suicide. And this actually very concerning that just because of not getting a dream college, like people are like students are like targeting their life. There's so many things to do in life, but people still think that college is something, and for this one thing, they give so much importance, right? And mental health is considered still a taboo. Like, oh, your depression, these are just like something you want to become cool. Like, people still believe, right? And we need to work on it. Like, yes, the student, especially on students, especially on the people who are studying and targeting for entrance exam. And yes, like with mental health, also, I'm advocating for like health because health is the real wealth, if I say. In COVID also we all have seen that if you don't have health, like if your body is not good, no matter, you can't do anything good. Your body needs to be fit, right? And
Yes.
for how long I'm doing, since it's been since 2021.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, that's so true. That's what I believe. Like wholeness, you have to focus on all aspects of your life. You can't just focus on, like not only mental health because your mental health affects your body affects your mental health. Like it's such an intertwined life we are living, and we as human beings are so complex and beautifully created that we kind of everything just works together, and it's important to be able to pay attention to the whole thing, like not thing but like the whole human being, like as a whole. So that's amazing. So I see that you're doing a lot of interviews. Do you enjoy pageantry?
uh do I?
Enjoy pageantry? What makes you passionate about pageantry?
Well, pageantry is something very close to my heart. Like when I was in class 2, I will say when I was 7 year old, I started following pageantry since 7 year old, I would say. And it has a backstory also. India, like we have a general knowledge book, and so we have seen winners name and that how the interest started. And yes, I do enjoy pageantry so much because actually it shaped my how I think. Like you also said in the like beginning of the meeting, the perspective changes. And actually if I say how I earlier used to think and how I am thinking, like everything changes. And I'm loved, like who am I. And it makes me so much comfortable, and it makes me so much aware about what's currently happening in globe. And if I say, because of pageantry, if you see, you get to know about many more countries. This is also an amazing fact, right? And so who don't want to know about the world?
Absolutely, that's so true. It's a way where people can actually showcase their countries. It's like it's an amazing opportunity. Yeah, that's my questions to you.
Thank you so much
Okay.
for asking this beautiful question. These are very personal question, and I love that and enjoy the live also. And yeah, so we have read all the questions from our audience. And thank you so much for giving a time for this live. I will post very soon this live to my Instagram. And thank you so much, and I'm wishing you all the very best.
Thank you. No, I must thank you. Thank you so much for reaching out and like taking your time and posting and supporting my journey and has been supporting my journey, and also just thank you for all the beautiful questions that you asked me. Like it's an honor and pleasure to answer them to what is truly in my heart, and for people to get to know me during this journey, because that's what it's all about. I'm doing this for people. I'm not doing this for myself. So I am so happy. Well, I'm doing it for myself as well, but I'm doing it for people. That's my heart. So I'm thankful for your time and for having me on your live. It's an honor. And also thank you everyone for the beautiful comments and the best wishes. And like, so please watch the show. I don't know. I know it's going to be on One Africa, but I don't know if it's going to be in India. But you can see it on Instagram. Absolutely, I think it would be on Instagram. So watch the show, root for me, and thank you so much for still rooting for me. And yeah, whatever happens, let's make impact out there. Let's go and really change lives. That's what it's all about.
So sweet. And thank you to the audience also for from starting to end to stay here and asking beautiful questions and interacting with both of us. It's so nice, and I'm so grateful for this, for audience, for you, and for everything.
Thank you.
So
I'm
yeah,
so
so here we are concluding and signing off. And stay safe, happy, and keep positively impacting. We love you so much.
Thank you. We love you too. I love you too. And thank you so much, everyone. I love you guys. Thank you for having me. Have a very beautiful night in India.
Yes, it's nice. So yeah, here we're signing off. Bye.
Bye bye.